Look, court calls the case, People versus Melissa Konwinski.
Assistant Public Defender White on behalf of Melissa Konwinski.
Your name?
Melissa Konwinski.
All right. What are we doing on this case?
Your Honor, we're asking for an adjournment for negotiations and to review videos.
You've seen the bond violation report?
Yes, Your Honor, and we have discussed it and I'm ready to address it when the court is ready.
Yes, I'm ready to address it.
Ms. Konwinski stated that she did drink, but it was only that one day. This was a one-day slip-up. She didn't take the test within 15 minutes because she fell back asleep. She takes mental health medications at night, which has been reported to CMH, which make her fall asleep. She wasn't avoiding calls.
The report outlines details from the defendant's recent follow-up. Investigators note that one of the phone numbers she provided belonged to her boyfriend, who confirmed he hadn't received any calls. Another number was no longer in service. She explained that her current phone previously only worked on Wi-Fi, but now functions fully after being upgraded with a SIM card. The defendant is scheduled to return to work at Dunkin' Donuts on Saturday, the 30th, beginning September 11th. She will also start a part-time inventory position and receive her scheduled Vivitrol treatment. Later that month, on September 22nd, she is set for a mental health and addiction recovery evaluation through IHA Trinity Health. According to court records, she has been regularly attending Alcoholics Anonymous meetings and has documentation to prove it.
She has been going to AA and has proof. Her letters of recommendations from
How long has she been going to AA?
She has the proof. How long have you been going?
I've been going over a year. It's a sunshine group. But since I've been out of rehab, this is what I have.
When did you get out of rehab?
I got out on the 15th,
Of what?
August.
And she does acknowledge that
Started drinking by the 19th.
that was one day
One.
after. And since then, she has been testing negative. She has letters of recommendation from Bear River Health and one from her boss. She volunteered in Hanover, Michigan at Rust and Dust and has a letter from there also. She realized she slipped, and for the first time, she wants this court to know, she caught herself and immediately got back on track. And normally when she slips, she goes on a bender. Ms. Konwinski is asking for more time to test instead of twice a day so that she is more accountable to herself and to the court. We ask this court to recognize that she had no violations after that date and to give her another chance, especially since she has appointments set up for her mental health and for her addiction. She is also here today knowing that she could be remanded. She would also like to address this court.
Good morning, Your Honor. I first off want to thank you for back in December of evicting me from my ex's house. I'm glad that you did. I did not want it because that was a safe spot to drink. And since being evicted, things have changed. It's come into a lot in my life. I don't have to be in that household with him. And for that, I thank you very much. During the eviction, I was scared because I was giving up my way of drinking. And to this day, if I would have still been there with that man, I would probably be dead. So I thank you for giving me the eviction. And I do acknowledge and admit my part in this addiction and what I did. I'm not saying it was right, but I want to be fully honest with my recovery completely with sobriety because I don't have any more to give.
Response from the people.
This is an overview I heard with two priors, both in 2021. This was a hit and run crash where the defendant was then located driving a vehicle with heavy front end damage. She was so intoxicated they couldn't even do the field sobriety test. Eventually, her blood test showed she was a 0.280. I have no faith that she can be safe in the community right now. I'm extremely concerned that even with this gram Heather, given the levels that we see in the sober lane testing, and I also know from the court, I'm sure the court's already seen it, it's towards the end of her testing window. So that leads me to have suspicion about.
The prosecutor expresses deep concern for public safety should the defendant be released. Citing her prior behavior earlier in the day, the state urges the court to remand her into custody. However, if the court considers release, the prosecutor strongly recommends that she be placed under strict supervision, including the use of a SCRAM alcohol monitoring device. The prosecutor notes that the defendant herself has requested additional testing time, hoping to remain accountable both to the court and to her own recovery.
And I have to come back to that. I don't think more time test is going to be an adequate solution here with somebody That's at a .28 crashes, runs from the scene and has 2 priors.
Let me clarify. I was saying that she would be okay with the scram tether.
He's currently in some type of program.
She starts her program on the 22nd,
IOP intensive outpatient.
IOP intensive outpatient,
When
September 22nd. She starts
do
testing.
I have that? Is it somewhere in writing?
I have it on that.
She emailed it to me. I can send it to the court.
Well, you can send it to the court along with some order. There's got to be some structure. If she's not going to be in an IOP, I can't take the chance that she's going to go on another one of these, hop into a vehicle, and this time take somebody out. I can't do that.
Well, Your Honor, she has been negative, and that was just the one day slip up.
Yeah, but that's all it's going to take.
I
She's
understand.
got, this is her third.
I don't have a vehicle,
She is,
don't have a car. And I'm going to church and I'm doing AA and I volunteered. And I know what it looks like, but I wish people could see why I drink. To see the abuse and to see everything I went through, why the hell I was living it.
ma'am, I get all of that. The problem is that what's going to happen outside of the alcohol, you
No,
could potentially end up killing yourself just from the alcohol. But then all it takes is one of these slip ups and somebody else goes, somebody who had nothing to do with any of that abuse, had nothing to do with anything. They're all of a sudden wrapped into your world and your tragedy that you've been suffering. I get it.
I understand that, but I haven't drove in over a year or 2 years. I'm willing to go with alcohol tether, and I'm fine with that, Your Honor.
And Your Honor, she now keeps in contact with me as a support system. She calls me weekly and we talk.
And I have like letters.
Got to put together something. I'll consider it next week in terms of programming or something like that that she's involved in.
Okay.
But
I do
I'm
have
not-
IOP set up. I do have it set up with Medicaid rides and everything. I've been really working hard since I've been out to get back on my feet.
Gonna happen again. Defendant's bond is revoked those during the probable cause conference, September 4th, 2025, 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay, September 4th, Your Honor.
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor.